For some of the more experienced users, are there any other ways in which a system can be used to improve efficiencies in day-to-day accounting operations?
Yeah, there's tons of stuff. A few examples off the top of my head. You can set up notifications for internal users for things like purchase order creations, and those people might not necessarily be part of the approval process, but they need to be informed of those transactions were created. So you can set up notifications to those internal users. You can set up approval workflows to make sure that people within the departments are seeing invoices, for example. You could set up email notifications for things like remittance advice. And a lot of these things that help the day-to-day you don't need to actually have any development or coding experience to do these things. You just need some training and a little bit of ability to configure the system.
That's great. Good. Okay. And then NetSuite users, the impression I have is that there's a lot they can do on their own that they may not know about. And they also may not know what some of the capabilities are of NetSuite beyond some of the basic blocking and tackling and accounting. So can you talk a little bit about some of the more complex processes that you've been able to implement in and execute through NetSuite?
Yeah, I think some of the more complex processes actually require NetSuite engagement and maybe a solutions architect in-house. And some of the things that I might be describing are subscription billing, for example, or scheduled billing, which is decoupled from RevRec. And RevRec is actually another process that can be a little bit complex on the get-go. And this includes handling multiple RevRec principles from anywhere from inventory to software. NetSuite also can handle projects and ultimately project profitability, time tracking, even demand planning and supply chain management.
Wow. Where have you, can you give me an example of some of the warehouse management application of NetSuite and or what you integrated it with to get that operational?
Yeah, there was a client who was using a homegrown inventory management system that was connected to warehouse facilities, but it was decoupled from their accounting system. Right. So then when their accounting system at the time was QuickBooks and they were migrating over to NetSuite. NetSuite has the functionality of managing inventory in different warehouses in different countries, and then it immediately interacts with the financial statements. So eliminating that homegrown system and then having that direct integration with all the warehouses and the picking and packing and fulfillment and all those processes were within the system.
That's great. Very good for those of our clients who are in e-commerce, for example, or just really anybody who's manufacturing or distributing a product.